Hello and welcome to an amazing podcast. This is D, the Orbital Storm.
This is Modi, the Tornado.
Boom.
I definitely thought of that beforehand.
Excellent. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
This is Matt, the Light Drizzle.
Epic. And today we are talking about the grand finale of what I think is one of the top 3 DCG animes, Trigun Stampede. What did you guys think?
Well, before that, what are the other two?
Second one is Beastars, and second is a tie between Beastars and Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and third is Land of the Illustrious.
Okay, so is this number 1?
Yes.
Okay, so Trigun, Beastars / Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and then Land of the Illustrious. I need to watch Land of the Illustrious because everyone I've ever heard talk about that show says good things.
Oh yeah.
All right, yeah. So Trigun, I thought. Okay, so
Knives sucks.
How I feel about these last 2 episodes is gonna be like pretty much the in between how I felt in the worst moments of this series and the best moments of the series, because I feel like it just had it just put everything that I hated and loved all together into a great 2 episode run.
That's such a good way to put it. Yeah,
I know.
All right, cool. So is that what your overall thought is too?
Yeah.
Matt?
Okay.
Oh. I mean, yeah. I think I don't know. This was a very sort of emotional ending. You know, very impactful in that way. I don't think it earned any of it though.
No.
I didn't really care, and I don't mean that to be mean. It's just I didn't really care about Vash that much. I didn't really believe that about the chemistry between him and Meryl that much yet, either. Or even, I don't like Knives. I didn't care that he got killed at the end. I almost forgot that he died. But, I don't think the show gave us enough room, because this felt like the end of a much longer show / season.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Where a lot more happened.
Right.
To where it feels like all these elements are coming together that weren't at all. The elements just weren't there, but it felt like they were there, but they weren't.
Yeah, it looked like they were there, but didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
All right. So, couple of things. There are Dragon Ball Z villains.
I don't know what that means.
I think Knives makes the dumbest, most meat-headed Dragon Ball Z villain look like a fucking brain surgeon, light Yagami ass neural god. Watching this guy and thinking about him forward, in this past season, makes me feel like he is the dumbest ass anime villain I have ever seen in my life. One thing I just realized. So his whole thing is, humans are working our people to the bone. They're using us as slaves. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe if you didn't crash them on a desert planet with no other resources, maybe they wouldn't work so hard.
Doesn't Vash even bring that up?
I don't think he does.
I think he does. I think he's a scene where he's like, well, yeah, but you crashed. The reason why we're here is because of you anyways. Maybe I thought about that, but I don't know.
Follow up. Humans are the number 1 resource on these ships. So if the crash is strong enough to kill them, chances are it's going to kill the plants too. It's not like they don't, the plants have ejection systems. Thirdly,
here's the thing. So go on.
Thirdly, he's always look at how humans hate you, how they mistreat you, how they hunt you. The only reason they're hunting him is because they're mistaking Vash for Knives.
That's actually so funny.
Wait, yeah, you're every issue that Knives has been directly his fault.
And don't get me started about how dumb his death was.
he just decided to die, and he's like, "It's all your fault." It's like, no, you stood in front. Like this, the show could have taken the chance to be. This is the one time that the Vash actually kills somebody, and it's his own brother.
Like, okay, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. So, first episode,
Yeah.
Vash and Knives go on a metaphysical trip down memory lane, and I think it helped me sympathize with Knives. I say 20%. I think the whole them finding the butchered like independent was a good push in the right direction. I really wish a lot of this stuff was shown at the beginning and we had more time to sort of grow with them. But I think that was fine.
I liked that. I thought that was cool, like seeing, because we rarely get to see the fucked up things that like humans do that aren't under the orders of Knives.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like cool seeing, because I thought that was like a pretty creepy reveal.
Yeah.
I wonder if that like goes somewhere else too. Like if that sibling is still like somehow alive.
I kind of hope they follow up on that. They do a second season because they established that she was still alive and she was probably on one of the ships that crashed, so it's probably somewhere active. The other thing, again, the balls on this man. His plan is just to get a bunch of women together and just impregnate all of them to create a whole new species. Like
that was so weird.
Yeah. Man, brother was deflowering flowers. Good lord, man.
And they also brought up the point that the plants aren't really conscious. Like they don't have. They said they don't have souls, which whatever the hell that means in anime. But like so from
they're
what
plants.
I understand, is they're not like really people. And then like he wants to make them. He wants to like essentially. He's invented a scenario in which he's getting racism against for being a plant, when like the plant people that he's concerned about being discriminated against don't really exist.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to like bring them back to because the plants aren't really actually people by their definition. I don't know.
Like the plants are literal plants. They're just like plants that are shaped like humans.
I could be confused, but maybe you could clarify on this, Modi.
Yeah, I didn't think this would end up happening, but I'm going to have to defend Vash a little bit here. I mean, not Vash, Knives, because I think fundamentally his motivation makes sense. Because if you are if you just put yourself in his position, right? You're on the spaceship or whatever, things are weird, you don't know what's going on, you go and you find out that, well, you know that you're a plant, you know that you're not human, right? And then you go and you find out that your predecessor is pretty much cut up and like, just suspended in some weird container, right? And I think it implied that because Vash was like, just because they did this doesn't mean this is enough, this like a reason to kill them all or whatever. And then I think, what's his name? Knives implied that like if he looked through that door, it showed like a door with like a black crack, like an opening, right? And he implied that like if you look through that door, there's going to be like a lot more, because he was like, this is only a grain of sand in like everything, right? And then so you have that, right? So that's obviously the biggest factor, right? Then you have him, reading his history books and whatnot, right? And he's like, I mean, I can if you put yourself into his position, right? You see it through his eyes, right? He's a plant. He is clearly property of the humans, right? And then he looks and he just reads about humans in general and how they are, and he looks at what they've done to his predecessor, and it's like, well, of course, it makes sense. I would think it's weird to be as like optimistic as Vash is, right?
Right.
I'm not saying go and kill them all, but I'm like, at the very least, I would say his motivation for doing what he does makes sense. And then if you add on the other fact, you guys were talking about like how they're just plants, right? Well, he's a plant, right? So maybe to you they're just plants, but to plants are important, right? Because he's a plant too. He's a human, but he's also a plant. So of course it's going to matter to him, right? And like, I think to say that, what's the point of that? Because at the end of the day, they're just plants, doesn't matter. It's like, well, it's who he is too.
Right.
You know, if you were a plant, you wouldn't want to get used.
I think the
Here's-
other interesting thing they could have also done, though, is I like the idea of him, like, creating a new race of himself. Sort of, like, using the plants as, like, a conduit to, like, create more independence. Because you could argue that could be a nice, interesting way of, like, making it so he isn't as alone as he is right now.
Isn't that what he was trying to do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Putting the souls... Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Modi, here's the thing. I completely agree. I think they have a very sound like starting place for like having him to have like a character motivation to do the evil stuff that he ends up doing. They just like execute it awfully. Like the dialogue's so corny that when Vash and Knives are talking, I was like, I somehow think both of you are really annoying. And I think you're both wrong, and I disagree with you both somehow. just
all life needs to get erased. We don't need any. I'm on the side of the worms, okay?
I swear to God, my bingo card is completely filled out with the amount of shitty villain dialogue that Knives had, where it's like, "Don't you see the humans hate us? We must annihilate them. They are weaker than us. We are stronger than them." And it's like that's such a unsympathetic. Like way to put your villain at, like maybe if it's like we're fighting for our lives here, we have to do like something that's like more sympathetic, right? Like you've seen what they've done to us. We need to be stronger or else they'll keep on using us. But instead he's like, humans are weak, we are more powerful, we will destroy them, we need to replace. It's like that's such a bad way for me to be sympathetic towards your villain, because he's just so cartoonishly bad that it's awful.
Also, I love how, like, there's a scene where, like, Wolfwood comes in, tries to save Meryl, and he's just like, no, it's too dangerous for us. They're out of our league. Right. And this motherfucker cut a sandworm in freaking half with one attack. He could have contributed. Maybe not Meryl, but he could have helped.
True.
Also, I'm trying to think what else was there.
At the same point, Knives could have gotten help from his many experiments that are like just were off, I guess, in like Florida or something during this episode.
Space Florida.
Hanging out. Space Florida, yeah.
To be fair, would you want to help Knives?
I mean, they wouldn't really have a choice, would they?
Question. I have a question. What was the deal with Wolfwood in the end? Because so it seemed like in episode 11 when he like pretty much dropped off what's his name, Vash to go.
Yeah.
I mean, side point, but like, why is Vash so dumb? Like, what, you just walk in and just get trapped and that's it. Anyway, side point. I don't understand what the deal was with Wolfwood. So like, was it the thing? So was the thing that like at the end of the day he was still actually working under Knives and his job was to escort. What's his name? Vash to Knives?
Yes.
That's the feeling I got.
Makes very little sense in my opinion.
It makes no sense because at multiple times in this season, Knives has explicitly tried to kill Vash. So why are you having one of your henchmen trying to escort Vash safely to you? And then also sending people to kill him. What's going on there?
Follow-up question. Right. Why are you sending people to kill the person you're trying to escort your person of interest to you? Follow-up question. Why didn't you just capture Vash when you were destroying like the random rock you were like he torched like the first 3 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah. That didn't make... I mean, all of that is based on the assumption that Wolfwood was supposed to bring Vash to Knives, but I don't know if that's like necessarily true, because I just don't want it to be true, I guess, because if it is, that's just so... It makes no sense at all.
Like, they burned so many bridges with this man, too. You would think that his, like, first instinct would be like, okay, I'm going to kick that Knives guy's ass for putting me through all this. He made me kill my freaking brother. You son of a bitch. And tried to run over my orphanage with a freaking space boat.
Knives is so ridiculous. Okay, imagine a scenario in which all of his, like, minions support him because they genuinely, like, believe he's trying to help them or something, right? Mm-hmm. Like, not just for some... Because, like, if he was like super like acted sympathetically towards Wolfwood or something, where he's like, "Oh, I had to save your friend, but at the cost of like their humanity, right?"
Right.
And like that's how he's like able to rationalize it, and that gives us like a little bit of a reason for like us thinking that maybe he's like Knives isn't just totally like a terrible person, and also that like gives like Wolfwood a bit of a reason to like not instantly betray him,
Right.
because he's so like he's like he sends his friend after to kill him, right, and then like blow up the freaking ship to crash into an orphanage. It's like he's so evil. He's so, but then the show, like, you can have that, right? But then the show is trying to like present this as like a big emotional payoff where Vash has to like see his brother die in front of him. It's like, I don't care though. He was a dipshit. He was annoying.
Okay, I can. That's another thing I kind of disagree with. They managed to make me care. For the part when that was happening. At least I didn't care for Knives, but I at least felt like Vash's like sadness, I guess. Because I think one thing the show did do overall is like really hammer in like how selfless Vash is, and how like he just doesn't want to see anyone get hurt, including his brother, the whole time, right? He was always trying to like reason with him. So I at least felt that, like when he was sad that his brother was dying and all, all that. I felt sad during that part.
I feel like that moment could have been stronger though. Like if he was like forced to like kill him, instead it was like just he kind of ran into the laser or something.
I wouldn't. If that had happened at this point, it would have been terrible. I think, because it would have pretty much just totally killed the whole momentum of his storyline. Because at this point, if you haven't shown any reason up until episode 12 why Vash's ideas don't work, don't do it in episode 12. Don't make him have to turn back on all his ideals in the very last episode and win that way, because that just totally destroys everything, you know?
Also,
so at the very least, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Also, I want to point out that both Vash and Knives were tremendous F-ups in those final moments, because if Vash fired that laser at like 30 degrees less than he did and not a perfectly downward direction, he could have just looped around the entire planet and then safely fallen without nuking an entire city. For freaking Knives, like, you have grappling hooks, you have tendrils, you could have just flown 2 feet to the other side of the death ray, fly down, and grab the core. You did not have to fly dick first into the freaking laser. That's what I'm saying, like, Dragon Ball Z villains are way smarter than him, because at least they have a plan to try to block the freaking laser.
He really is kind of a discount Vegeta, when I think about it.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to say something nice about Knives. What? He is a better villain than the Katana Man from Chainsaw Man. Because the Katana Man is, like I said, he's an NPC who thinks he's the main villain. Knives is definitely a main villain who's just bad at being a main villain.
That's the thing, though. Like, the Katana Man is kind of a goon anyways. He's not actually the main villain.
Right.
Like, Knives is the main villain, and the crux of the show kind of relies on us to, like, get behind this conflict. And when your main villain is this Knivesy, like, it's really hard to, like,
that should be
be invested.
That should be a new word in the dictionary. Knivesy.
Knivesy. It's our word now. It's the show word. Anytime we see a really corny anime villain.
Honestly, I'm really sad because, like, one thing I was really hoping for in the end, after he, like, threw that, like, Singularity Cosmic Cube Tesseract Infinity Stone thing into his gun.
God, I was gonna mention that. It's a fucking Tesseract.
Yeah. I was really hoping it was gonna be like, they were gonna go like, okay, how do you defeat 1,000,000 knives with 1,000,000 bullets? And he just starts opening fire, and you have this giant beam struggle between, like, flying knives and flying bullets. But aside from that, I was a little, like, that entire final action scene was so freaking insane.
It was
Holy shit. shit.
Yes.
From,
okay, this is. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that this is the part I've been waiting to talk the most about. This is just okay. Can we just appreciate the fact that Vash was deflecting like Doc Ock tentacles with his pistol? That's so crazy. Like that whole fight scene was just, and it lasted so long too, and it was so good.
And it was so, like, okay, the freaking scene where he's, like, deflecting the tentacles with the gun, the fact that he isn't, like, waving his arm around, he's, like, super clean and super precise about it was so sick. The moments where he, like, knocks knives away and he just starts loading his gun up, just standing still, loading his gun up to get ready to fire again. From, like, how he's, like, taking cover, how he's deflecting, like, the moments where, like, Knives is, like, dazed and he has to get back up. And the fact that, oh my god, I love long cut. I love no cuts. I love long shots.
Yeah.
They're so great. And this is like the closest thing to hentai I've watched in a long time for me. Because those shots, that camera work was so damn sexy.
Those tentacles. I didn't mean to be this guy, but do you think it's a bit weird that Knives is able to use his Doc Ock tentacles to cut entire buildings like cleanly in half in a second, but can't cut through pistols?
Because it's an awesome pistol, dude. Like, did you not see those gun skills? Like,
is it a special like unobtainium pistol?
It's a vibranium pistol.
Vibranium. Yeah.
I mean, okay, if I wanted to, like, be a fangirl about it, I could say that he wasn't really deflecting. He was just redirecting the force, so he couldn't really cut through it. It's like, it was going at, like, so it was, like, going at, like, a horizontal, like, angle. Instead of, like, hitting it face on, Vash was just moving the pistol up and just redirecting the cut. But one thing I really freaking loved about it was the scene where, like, Vash gets his, like, Sephiroth wing and he's like flying around. I love the fact that when he first gets the wing, he's flying like complete shit. He's bouncing around, he's running into things. But as time goes on in the fight scene, he begins to learn how to fly better.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. I liked how they made Vash black and Knives white.
Yeah. I love how like the power up gave him a black suit and he had this like he actually has OG hair for a second too.
Yeah.
Which again, I like the OG hair way better. I like this haircut way better than the OG. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna piss people off with that, but I'm not gonna lie. I have to be honest.
Wait, actually, no.
Have you guys ever played Ragdoll Invaders?
No.
Okay, never mind then. Forget it. I have a question. The scientist. I feel like I understood him like the last review, but now I'm really confused because I forgot. Maybe I forgot something. But what is his reason for helping Knives at all? Because if Knives is just trying to kill all the... Well, yeah, he wants to die, right? But he could just die without helping Knives. You know, like
because we live in a society and humanity is the disease that needs to be purged.
Didn't he say that that Knives wouldn't let him die? So I thought Knives was doing some weird magic thing or whatever to like literally be keeping him alive.
I feel like the way I read that was he's like so dedicated to Knives. Like, yeah, Knives said you can't die, and he's like, yeah, I'm so dedicated, I'm not gonna die until the job's done. That's how I saw it.
That should have been telegraphed better. Yeah, you're right.
A lot of it just doesn't make sense because like, if Knives wants to kill all the humans and he just wants to give souls to the plants, I don't know what stake the scientist has in that. I feel like I understood it last time, but like I don't know, something changed. I don't get it.
Maybe the scientist, like, it'd be interesting if he had sort of that guilt where he's like, yeah, humans do suck. I spent like time literally working with people who experiment on people, and I just went to see him. Like, he like believes he's completely right, even if that includes like killing himself for it, because he sees the work he's done as disgusting. This is the only way to atone for it.
That's the biggest issue. Like, I think a lot of their motivation for the villains is solid. I just wish we got more time to sort of solidify that and to have us understand where they're coming from instead of just them spouting buzzwords and like villain lines.
This show did not use its time well. It was not efficient with its time, I think.
I'm
think I agree
mixed
with
on that. I think it needed 24 episodes instead of 12.
Yeah, either longer or more concise, because there's a lot of...
That sounds miserable. Okay, if they're going to do 24 episodes, you know what? You're right. It should be 24 episodes. But like the way they did it with this, it should have been 6 episodes or something. I don't know how. I'm explaining it badly, but like Trigun Stampede as a concept, yes, probably should have been 24 episodes. This story, I don't think should have even been 12 episodes.
Sorry, go on.
I feel like there could be a version of Trigun that works as 12 episodes, but I think the villains shouldn't have been as serious as they were. Like, if they just had, like, the simple, oh, yes, we're going to take over the world, and I'm going to be the one, like, the plants will rule the world, and the humans will be the slaves. Like, something very black and white and simple like that would have worked really well for it. But the fact that they tried to make this, like, a gray sort of conflict did not help it at all.
I was actually about to get into that, because I was specifically reminded in a scene where Vash is having this monologue about like him running away. It cuts to like a shot of him cartoonishly running away from bullets as they miss him, and I was thinking, damn, that's like the show that I thought we were going to get, because like you were describing earlier, Vash defeats Knives with like 1,000,000 bullets or something. That's ridiculous. That's like so stupid. They should have just went with that. They should have just went full, like, they should have had more fun. The show was like a lot less fun than like the initial episodes were, which is kind of like not what I expected. Like, you can have your serious stuff, but I don't think there was like enough breathing room between the fun stuff and the serious stuff, to where it's like it just became like you said, like this weird like morally gray thing later on, but they didn't like it was still like cartoonish in like weird ways.
Like, they tried to have it both ways, and they didn't succeed at it. I think they should, if they had just like picked, like if they wanted to just be this crazy show about these people like exploring this crazy desert planet, it should have been that, or it should have been a story about like these two brothers fighting over the nature of humanity. But the fact that they tried to have both and they kind of half-assed both of them did not really hurt the show, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Same.
It does neither like very well, I think. Whereas honestly, I would have liked it if it was just like villain of the week, cartoony. People are trying to kill Vash, but he doesn't want to kill them. So it's like this constant like, how do I defeat this person without just like gunning him in the head? Since that's what they're doing to me.
Honestly,
that would have been fun.
Like, I think it had a good hook where it's just like, okay, we need to travel to X city to beat Knives and return all these plants. If that was like the crux of the story of them just going from town to town trying to track this guy down, and then at the end it's just like it's literally just about them fighting against Knives and putting this bad guy down, I think it will really benefit from that. But the fact that it's weird because I can appreciate it trying to be deeper and trying to be, I guess, more dramatic and more serious, but it does frustrate me when it doesn't stick the landing.
I still think it would have been cool, because I brought this up last episode, but it's so weird that Knives' base is just in the middle of the city. Like, it's even worse than I thought. It wasn't below the city, it was right above. Like, his main thing of operation was just, like, the essentially the bridge of the city. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but I think it would have been more interesting if like Knives was like the celebrated brother or something, and was kind of like in charge of like, oh, he's such a like altruistic leader or whatever, and every bad thing that happens, he like blames it on Vash. Like, yeah, that was my evil twin brother. And behind the scenes, he's doing all this like mutant shit, right?
Oh my god, he just like. There's like footage of him like gunning down like an orphanage or like blowing up an orphanage, and he's just like, "Look at what my evil brother Vash did, dear God."
That would be so funny.
Like, there's a scene where it's like, I'm Vash the Stampede, and you're all gonna die.
Like, Vash comes to kill him, or like confront him, and he's like kissing babies or some shit. Like, just so over. Like, but it would show that he's like at least, like, even in a cartoony sense, like cunning, and like he's got the support of the people, even though the Vash is the person who's like actually the good guy.
Yeah.
I want you two to make a parody of that. I want you two to do that.
Vash is just murdering people's like, if only my awesome, amazing twin brother was here to save you. He's the only one who can protect you from the Stampede.
That would have been so much. I think we could have. I think we're better writers than the writers of this show. Obviously,
we have the benefit of hindsight.
I wouldn't go that far. But...
I did that sarcastically. Okay.
I wish.
At least for me.
See, okay, you know what? I want to give them the benefit of hindsight, but this is like the third draft of the script they received, so
I'm really curious if the original show is like this, has the same problems here, or maybe it has like other elements that are really good that distract you from these problems. But I'm so curious now.
I don't think, I feel like that can't be the case. Trigun is way too popular for the original show to be this. Like, I just don't think so.
Bleach is also popular though.
Bleach is good. Bleach is way better than this. Okay, I'll fight you on Bleach. Okay.
Actually, so I haven't seen the original one yet, but I think the original show starts off where this series ends. So it's like they start off
that
halfway through.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the episode description of the first episode, and yeah, it literally takes place like there's no Roberto, but Meryl and the new chick they were talking about. Yeah, Millie were
and she was like she was a character in the old
Meryl
show,
was
right?
the experienced one.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. So this is a prequel then?
I guess so.
I thought Knives is a life in the original though, like at the start of it.
Okay, so that explains. Okay, I was gonna ask you guys about what happened at the end. Did you guys watch the post credits?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where
okay,
like
so
go ahead.
I couldn't tell who it was that survived because like they showed someone playing the piano and I was like, well, I feel like they would just make Vash survive, but like the piano was always what's his name? Knives thing.
Knives.
So I couldn't tell who it was since they both look the same. But now I feel
Vash
like probably both
piano,
of them. Who?
Vash also plays piano.
Yeah, but like it was never his thing. But you know what? Now that I think about it, I see your point. He was probably like going and playing piano to like remember his brother or something. But now that I think about it, his brother's not dead either, I guess, right?
You know the interesting thing you could also say too?
Original show. Yeah.
So originally I was gonna say it was Vash because he was missing an arm, but by the time like Knives gets blown away, his like the same arm that Vash was missing got blown away first when he was getting hit by the laser.
Wait. Say that again?
So, you know when like Knives is trying to reach for the Tesseract and he's getting like vaporized? Yeah. The hand that got vaporized first is the same arm Vash is missing. So you could make the argument that it could be either one of them because they're both missing an arm. But at the same time, Vash is the guy at the end credits had the same hair color as Vash. So
so that's Vash then.
Knives has a different hair color.
That's true. That's a good point. He's got like a more has more saturation in his hair. The Knives is like more desaturated.
I never noticed that. Okay, so all right, so now let me try to rethink my opinion of this show a little bit. Like, let me try to recontextualize it. This is a prequel. Okay, so knowing that this is a prequel, actually, it doesn't change anything.
No, I think the critiques are still the same. I think like some characters.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Yeah. the only thing it changes is that it makes the very, very end make sense. But okay, yeah, all right, yeah, it doesn't change much.
I think from what I've heard that Trigun Stampede is more closer to the manga, but I'm not sure. Like, I haven't read the manga or seen the original one to really make that definitive call.
Oh wait, so this is all based off of manga?
I don't think it is.
Yeah,
because I don't like Roberto just doesn't exist in the manga at all. So I think this
maybe
probably
they
was
made the
making up
manga
stuff.
based. Maybe the manga is an adaptation of the anime. That might be what it is.
let's check it
Right.
out.
You know what? Let's say that definitively so that I'm for sure that's how it is.
Yeah, so the manga ran from April. The manga started in April 1995, and the anime series started in April 1998. So, yep, anime came second.
Oh, okay. So this is all based off of manga.
Yep.
Huh. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe I should have just. So why isn't the manga popular at all? How long is the manga? Can you see it?
Yep, the manga ran for 2 years.
Oh, okay, that explains it then. So that I was wondering why the anime is so short, but okay, the manga was also short.
Oh shit! I take that back. I take that far back. So the first run of the first manga was 95 to 97, and then the second one, Trigun Maximum or Trigun Z, as I like to call it, ran from 1997 to 2007.
Oh,
Wow. So there's a lot of lore in Trigun besides that original
Yeah.
anime. Okay, that explains
I kind
that.
of want to watch Trigun now.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
I
mean,
do.
read Trigun.
Yeah. I don't want to watch it, but
yeah, I think this show was if the job of this show was to get me into Trigun, all right, fine, you did good enough. I am interested. I'm interested in Trigun now, and I think I want to watch.
I agree.
I don't know if I should start because now that I know there's a manga, you know how I am. Like I can't like bring myself. I might just read the manga. I don't know.
it's okay.
I'll
We
see.
need a. I mean, actually, whatever.
In a manga podcast.
Ew.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, actually, D, you don't read manga. You hate manga, so that would never work.
I don't hate manga. It just bores me. There's not enough movement and not enough color and not enough sound.
I mean, it works
and
Yeah,
too
you're
many
right, it's
words.
massive.
having the manga expert here, like you, whereas the other two of us are like different, have different other dynamics. But anyways, I don't.
Modi reads the manga and watches the anime. I only watch the anime, and then Matt does neither.
I don't watch anime in general. That's my
Yeah.
thing. That's my contribution.
He the only reason he has any info on this, he just went online and read the summary off of Wikipedia.
Yeah. I'm actually just making up shit.
And somehow getting it all right.
I mean, it's
all
pretty
you
tropey.
had to do was watch like the first episode, and you knew what it was going to be. So
You just had to show me a picture of the cast. I'm like, yep,
yeah.
I got it. There's a trope that happens where Meryl goes to confront the scientist dude who's doing stuff with Vash, right? And she's pointing at him, and he's like, "You won't shoot me," and she doesn't, because I don't think she would.
I would have loved it.
She just fucking-
Yeah, she's just been through all of this stuff. She's
Roberta's
just
just
tired
tired.
of going through this.
Just fucking killed
Yeah.
him.
I think she would have. I could see it. Like I could actually see her doing it.
I
I
could
think
see
the only
it,
reason she
yeah.
didn't is just because he was like, if you kill me, he's gonna die too.
Oh, okay. That was actually gonna just answer my critique. I don't know why I was gonna say I don't know why she doesn't just try to do something with the controls, because she does
To
it.
try to gun him down.
To try to gun him down. Because, like, I get it. You can't kill him or whatever, but you could try to do something. I don't know. The whole like trope of like, I can't shoot him, so I'm just gonna sit around and let him to like exposition dump on me. Where it's like, you could at least try to just press a bunch of buttons. I don't know.
Well, no, that would
Yeah.
be the equivalent of killing him, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess.
Because like the whole reason is because she doesn't know what's going on that control board.
But why would that kill him above what's like happening right now? Like,
I feel like
Because he was-
like. There's a risk of her making it worse if she's just pressing buttons.
Yeah, I think
I guess.
Mm.
It's just.
I mean, okay, if
I know
I'm in
why
that
they did it,
situation,
but-
if I'm in that situation, I'm not touching anything, because if I know the possibility of Vash dying like is there, then I'm just I feel like there isn't really much you can do. What would you do?
I would
Besides
at
that,
least
I guess.
shoot him. I would at least shoot him in the arm and try to coerce him to do what
that's
I
true.
say.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be like, yeah, you're not gonna shoot, you're not gonna kill me, and he's like, yeah, I'm still gonna shoot
shit.
you, and then she shoots him in the arm. It's like, ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do whatever you say. Don't do it. Don't kill me.
Yeah, that
I
would
guess maybe just like a little bit more effort from Meryl, or like desperation. I mean, like there was desperation, but just kind of standing at the window and shooting it occasionally kind of just looked a bit silly to me. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of missed the explanation that like he's keeping him alive right now.
Yeah.
he
Because
was-
otherwise, I thought he was just kind of like doing the thing that was hurting him anyways. So like, if you could do anything to stop it, might as well. But I didn't realize there was a chance of Vash dying from
it
messing
would
with it.
stop him. Yeah, the thing was, it would stop him, but if he if they stopped the process, Vash would die. So yeah. But I wanted to say about Meryl that, at least to her credit, she's like the only person in this entire world who actually cares. Because like literally, first of all, everyone's oblivious and everyone's like always running. And then, but she couldn't do anything when she got there. But like, at least she was there. She tried.
Yeah.
I like
tried
Meryl.
something.
She shot the glass.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. At the very least,
She is like. She has the morals of Vash, but without the body count.
I think something that might have been interesting is sort of getting almost like checkups from Meryl and Roberto about like how the article they're writing about him is going or something. Like how even, like as like you could even have like a way of exposition. We met this weirdo in the desert. Yeah, like the start of like each episode or something like that. Because I they're like reporters, right? But I don't think that really leads anywhere besides the initial meeting and like giving them reason to stay with him. I mean, even at the ending, it would have been like. I feel like it would make sense if Meryl would have released a whole article about how Vash actually saved the world, and then maybe people were like, "No, you're stupid," and then that's why she's kind of like not held very like in like a highlight. So that's why she gets surprised she has like a partner.
That's what I was about to say. Like, holy shit! Did she not like try to explain to anyone what was going on? Like, the villain gave them like their whole master plan. She knows what's been going on.
Like I would have appreciated it be like she did do that, and people just called her crazy because of course it sounds insane, right?
Listen.
Yeah.
Vash wasn't the one who did it. Who did it? He had an
twin brother.
identical evil twin brother named Million Knives,
put him-
and he was going to open up a portal to a different dimension to impregnate plant people. Get out.
They grew Sephiroth wings and they started flying around the city, and the big guy carrying a cross who's a mutant, like, and shot a huge laser through a worm carrying it. It's like
the only thing she would have on her side if she was trying to convince them would be Roberto's dead. That's
Roberto's dead. Yeah. I guess I kind of just want a little bit more, like, to do with Meryl's whole side of being like a reporter. I just think that would be fun to have with the show and be like a way to like break up the pace a little bit.
You never saw her take a single picture nor write a single article.
She has a camera at some point, and I was like, holy shit, yeah, she does do that, doesn't she?
It would have been interesting
critique,
if that was like a plot point at any point, like, oh, they wrote this article that painted someone in such and such light and it causes trouble, or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. I did like future Meryl though. Just again, it would be cool if she had that extra bit of stuff happen between.
Also, I want to point something out. they're on a desert planet with a huge beaming sun. Why is everyone wearing multiple layers of clothing? Like that, like I feel like when Vash was given that jacket, I can't help but feel they were trying to like insult him. It was like, hey, listen, I know you're trying to like traverse this 150-degree weather climate all alone. So here, have a giant bulky coat.
Well, some clothes help protect you from the sun, like if it's like a proper clothing. And I feel like Vash's coat looks like it's got some sort of like cooling thing in it.
Okay.
At least that's what I guess. And from like Meryl's initial outfit, I could like chalk to that up to her being like, I gotta like be professional looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then even with like Wolfwood, I could just be like, he just wants to look cool because he's a jackass.
Yeah.
He's wearing sunglasses
this is the
inside.
only coolness I'll ever get.
Yeah.
I bet the heat doesn't even affect him actually.
Oh, yeah, he's probably fucking immune to it or something.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they just evolve, I would say, yeah, if they just evolve to it, but like a lot of them are really pale.
That's true. That's good. One thing that I thought was really funny that kind of took me out of the moment was when Knives is getting disintegrated. Into like a cool skeleton thing. One of the last bits of his body to remain is his hair.
I saw that. Oh my god.
And I'm like, that should be the first to go.
This is anime, dude. The hair is the most like powerful piece of your body.
That's like where his power up resides. So
His hair. And then there's like a cutaway, right? And then it is gone, right? I just don't know. I wonder if there's like a thing with the model where it's just easier, like just cut it and we'll just like delete the model. We don't have to like animate it getting dissolved or something.
Yeah.
It was just funny to me, and it kind of took me out of it. Except,
I saw that too. I was like, wow, he's using some damn good hairspray right there.
he's like, that's why he was evil. He's like the reverse Saitama. It's like as soon as his hair melts away, he's like, no, I realized the error of my ways. Ah!
Oh god, what have I done? Not the old stuff. Why did I jump into this laser?
Why am I so stupid? During the flashback sequences when he was getting matrixed, they used like a lot of. I normally don't notice these things. They used a lot of like stock effects that were very obvious.
Yes.
And I was like, this is not a good time to be cheapening.
I didn't notice any.
I mean,
Like
yeah, it's
what?
probably just because I'm getting more into like just various like stuff on the screen. Like I can't think. It's happened like a week ago, but
It's all
the
dust
roses
and
and
everything.
the dusts and they like just don't necessarily look. The roses are like the only thing that are textured in the show.
Yeah.
Or the
Actually,
petals, rather.
Have you
The
guys?
moon. Oh my god, that shot of the moon. I swear to god, I have that same texture on my PC right now.
Oh, and there's also this there's a part where the building falls off, and it's such a clean cut. It's literally like someone took like a knife tool in Photoshop, cut the building off, and then just like transformed it to go down, and then put a dust flare effect on it.
I think that was the
They
point,
didn't
though.
use a knife. Matt, they didn't use a knife tool. They used a million knife tool.
The pixel perfect cuts, yeah.
Damn right.
I think maybe it was the point. I don't know.
Because I mean, in anime,
anime.
it looks to me at least, I think that kind of stuff looks cool. They do it a lot in anime when like buildings get destroyed. It's like very
Yeah, but that's when a
cubical and
character
stuff.
cuts it in half. I'm talking about like it was just crumbling though. Like it was crumbling in on itself, and it just
shit.
fell off.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like it wasn't
I
a
missed
character
that.
cut in half.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you want to know something I noticed?
Yeah.
They were fighting in the 69 building.
I did not notice.
How did you notice that? Do you have a 69 radar? Like,
Yes. It had like literally when the building was like expanding because Knives was telling don't shut anything down. 69 right there. Also, I love the idea of like when he's yelling to like the doctor, you don't see him wearing like a comm device or anything. I like the idea of him being just so pissed that he's yelling all of this and the doctor can hear him from miles away.
I forgot. Like I was gonna write that down, but forgot. That's true. I was like, how's he talking to him right now? Like it should sound like because they're like they're submerged in water, right?
No, like there's a scene where he's just like in the stratosphere and he's just like giving orders, and it's just like I like the idea of like they're just like you just see the cops, they're just hearing like, "Don't shut the machine down, Doctor! Don't stop! I'm gonna open up the hole to the next dimension." And then one cop who was just like had the pimped out gun is just like eating his ramen, is just like, "The fuck's going on, you guys?"
What? Did you want us to shoot at you? Is that scene from I really from Kung Fu Panda 2, where Po is gonna confront Lord Shen, and he starts like monologue, like yelling at like a speech at him, and then Shen's like, "What? I can't hear you." He's so like fucking far away. He just hears, "How's that?" Sorry.
I would have also loved it if like while Vash and Knives were fighting, one of the cops is just like, "Holy crap! There are 2 Vash the Stampedes! We're getting double the bounty, you guys!"
It's like Vash goes to like save one of them, like, "Oh my god, he's saving that one to eat later or something." It's like misinterpreting everything he does is completely evil.
No, it's the exact opposite. It's just like, "Oh my god!" Like, Knives just saved that man from those corrupt cops. Or it's like, "Oh my god, Vash Stampede is crashing through all of our buildings."
Knives is mercy killing us for the more painful death that Vash is going to provide us.
Oh god, I really enjoyed this show.
It was a
good show.
Decently fun time,
Yeah.
is what I'll say. Decently fun time. Do you guys think Go ahead.
Go for it.
Do you guys think there's going to be a sequel, or at least like, well, there's obviously technically a sequel already, but do you think there's going to be more Trigun anime to come?
I hope they do a second season so damn badly. Like, the fucking furry show got 2 seasons.
Beastars.
No crap on, like, Beastars. Beastars is a great
okay,
show.
Beastars is objectively better. Wait a minute. D, do you think... between Trigun and Beastars... Oh, you already said you think Trigun's better.
Okay, I think Trigun had better animation, but I think Beastars had better writing.
Okay, I would agree with that.
And the fact that I'm not a furry... Like, okay, let me say, if I was a furry, I would think Beastars was objectively better. But since I'm not, and I like a lot of the character designs in Trigun a lot more, I'm going to have to lean towards Trigun.
You know what I'll say about Beastars? This isn't a Beastars review, but Beastars kind of like made me think, wow, maybe furries aren't so bad.
I know, right?
All right.
Just because it has anthropomorphic animals in it doesn't make
Okay,
it
it has
furry.
anthropomorphic animals in like just an amazing story. In just an amazing story. That's all. I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Okay, also, it really wants you to be a furry, okay? Like, there's a lot of, like, if you could take, like, I think the first 3 episodes of Beastars has about 900 times more fan service than Trigun Stampede. But aside from that, like, I would be hyped for season 2, and I definitely think this is a show I'll probably rewatch dub and possibly buy the Blu-ray for.
Wow, so you really like this. I can't wait till we get the scores.
Yeah.
I think I think there'll be more. It definitely felt like there would be more based on the end of the last episode. And I have seen, it does seem like the show's popular. I don't get it, to be honest, but it seems like a lot of people, not just you, like it, so I can definitely see it happening. But if that does happen, actually I have another question, but first, Matt, what do you think? If you do have something to say about that.
My main thought is that you guys are shocked that Trigun might get a second season when we reviewed a season of Bleach. And say what you want about Trigun, I don't know if it's on Bleach levels. Because Bleach is so fucking good, is what I'm saying. Like, of course, you know, they're probably not going to renew Trigun, because why would they when people could just watch Bleach?
You could give they could make an entire extra season of Bleach, like they could literally like have Studio Orange do a season of Bleach and then let the other studio also do the next season of Bleach.
It's funny because you guys are also saying this as a joke, but it would actually, like, if any studio, let's say, who did this one? Who did Trigun Stampede?
Orange.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like
if Orange did,
if Shueisha came to Orange and they're like, "Hey, we want you to make Bleach," it's sad to say, but I think they would drop Trigun in like 2 seconds.
Dude, actually, wait a minute. Trigun in 2 seconds.
Wait a minute. It's not sad to say based on what Trigun Stampede was, in my opinion. But overall, yeah. Anyway.
Like, hell, if Studio Orange did the next season of Bleach, holy shit!
That would actually be...
totally be down with that.
That'd be very interesting.
Especially... Dude, if they, like, based off of, like, what they did with the final scene in Trigun Stampede, and they applied that to Bleach, holy shit!
Yeah, that would be wild. I would really like to see that. I really think it would be interesting to see, like, not even just Orange, but UFO Table, if they did Bleach. Oh my god, I feel like that would be beautiful. You know?
I want them to do it because I want them to finally get a good script.
Yeah. I like how that's just a low-key dig on every single script they've done till now. Sorry, Fate Zero. Sorry, Unlimited Blade Works. Sorry, Demon Slayer. Sorry, sorry everything. Like
Genshin Impact. They didn't do Fate. Hold on. I need to check. I don't think they did Fate Zero.
Oh, okay.
I know they did Fate Heaven's Field.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
Heaven's Field for me was absolute trash.
I think what it was is maybe Unlimited Blade Works. Maybe. I could be wrong with that.
Let's see. Okay, Unlimited Blade Works was UFO Table.
Yeah. But that's funny, though.
Yeah.
They would finally get a good script.
Yeah. But that still stands on Heaven's Field. That stands on Heaven's Field. That stands on Demon Slayer, and that definitely freaking stands on Genshin Impact.
I didn't even know they made a Genshin Impact anime. That's crazy.
That's their next series after this season of Demon Slayer.
Oh, well, you haven't seen it yet. You don't know.
I played Genshin Impact. I played it for 2 years. I know how bad the story is.
I played League for 10 years. Okay? I did not expect Arcane to be what it was. Have hope.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
League didn't have a story though.
That's true.
They had to like come up with that from scratch. Like there is a clear, obvious story with Genshin Impact.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, that might make things okay.
And the way that anime fans expect like shows to be adapted is like one for one. So I feel like they're probably not going to deviate from it like Arcane does. Because Arcane deviates a lot from like the original lore.
Yeah, it does.
With what little there is, it still deviates from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like, but you know what? I feel like there is more League lore than Genshin Impact story. I would go. Yeah, but then again, League's just been out for so long. So
yeah.
You want to know the funny part about it? You want to know the funny part about it is
what?
Genshin Impact has an absurd amount of lore.
Oh, really?
A ton of lore.
Oh,
and it's so freaking boring.
What studio?
Oh my god!
What studio is adapting this again?
Oh, what's that?
What studio is adapting this?
UFO Table, the studio that did Demon Slayer.
I hope that this studio, just completely fails. I hope all of its animators find good jobs somewhere else. But they decided to make a deal with Satan. On principle. I actually know nothing about it, but
oh, okay.
okay. Imagine a story. Okay, imagine if in Trigun, Vash had no personality, never spoke, and all the dialogue was just Meryl and Roberto telling him about all this crazy stuff that happened in the past. No flashbacks, no like animation, just like, oh yeah, there was a crazy space war and all the people died and we're all on this desert planet. And then the moment that killed Genshin Impact for me, and I know we're going on a tangent, but I've been holding this in for a long time now. I need a platform, goddammit.
Let's do it.
Wait, you need to make your own H-Bomber Guy video version of this of Genshin Impact.
I'm dead ass wanting to do that because like there's this moment. So I was playing through the game because they introduced this new crazy like fantasy lightning themed feudal Japanese island. And the world, like the environments in Genshin are beautiful as hell. And I plowed through the story through 10 hours of like legal talk about inheritance fees, about trying to solve like a random deity's murder and where his inheritance is going, and how contracts work and how legal documents work in this universe. Just to get to this freaking crazy fantasy island where I want to fight demon samurais and like Japanese gods. And the first thing that happens where I get onto the shore of the island, I'm like, okay, fuck the story, I'll get to it eventually. I'm just want to explore. I step onto the beach. I get arrested because I don't have a pass to explore the island, and I have to spend a freaking hour with a writ dispute.
This is Genshin Impact?
That sounds
yes.
That sounds traumatic.
Yes.
I do like the idea of like you go to prison, right, and then for like not paying your taxes or whatever in Genshin Impact, the stupid like free to play tax or whatever, the gotcha.
Yes.
And there's like prisoners just telling you stories about like space battles and giant like dragons or whatever, and you're like, damn, wish I was playing that game.
That is the exact experience. Oh my god. Like, I understand people like the lore, and I think that's a fair opinion, and there's a loud part of me that wants to say that's just sunk cost fallacy. People not wanting to admit that they wasted $1 million on a freaking gacha game. But the fact that I had to, like, deal with a landlord dispute before I could, there are fucking giant demon samurais over there.
What if that's
is a floating island?
What if that's what the anime is? Just like, delinquent taxes and landlord disputes. Those are like the biggest.
And you have like
points.
all the.
It's like Better Call Saul.
And they have like all the crazy anime stuff just going on in the background. And like everything in the foreground is just like legal documents.
Imagine UFO. It's like that would be like unleashing like that would be like using a chainsaw to like cut a slice of bread. Like
like I kid you not, there's this level where you get to like unlock a pocket dimension where you can like do crazy customization and stuff. And you have to sit through like 3 hours of a necklace rental dispute.
Do you need to make an episode of your show, like just out of the blue? That's like someone's like summoned to like on jury duty, and it's just like a normal like jury duty experience, but like in the background there's just like the coolest, wildest shit happening.
No, the thing they're on like jury duty for is the most batshit insane crime, but it's all red, super normal.
Oh my
it's
god.
Like, yes, so it appears that you triple suplex a giant kaiju into a building and you cause $1 million of damage.
And you said,
you
I am all fired up, and you exploded the moon into the sun. It's like someone reading the plot summary of like one of your episodes.
And she was like, yes, sir, I admit doing that, but I was perfectly justified under the ground of self-defense.
You're like very like out of like realistic. Yes, sir. I was just like super grounded dialogue.
Yes, I did. This is in fact my Buster Sword, but I did not use it to destroy that city.
It transforms into a T-Rex. So you guys want? No, don't show us. Just.
Why didn't anybody confiscate that sword?
Can we get someone in here? No? Okay. All right. I'll just be there. I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Indeed.
Okay. I think we should wrap it up now. Ratings.
Yeah.
Ratings. Hold on. Let me try to think
All right.
about the most entertaining order to do ratings. I know D's gonna have a good rating. Oh, you know what? Matt is always the best one to have last, obviously. I'll go first. I would give it I would give it Oh wait, are we doing the whole show or the last 2 episodes, I guess?
Last 2 episodes and then the full show.
Okay, yeah, I want to do that anyway. Yeah, that's good. All right, 11, 12, I would say I would actually give that a 7. The action and everything was so good, and it did like a decent job at wrapping the story up. But there were just so many issues. I guess I would give it a 7, and then I would give the show a 6 probably. Yeah, I'm happy with that. What about you, D?
Okay. For me, I'll give episode 11 a 6 out of 10. I liked a lot of the backstory, but I think everything could have been executed a little bit better. I'm always annoyed when they end the episode with the whole, "Oh no, the hero's dead. What will we do?" And I'm just like, "You're gonna bring him back in the next episode. Stop being all dramatic." I'll give episode 12. Honestly, my knee-jerk reaction is a 10 out of 10. It had great action. I really liked a lot of the vocal performances. And I enjoyed watching Knives' dumbass get vaporized. But I will give it a 9 out of 10 for episode 12. Really strong episode. Love the animation so much. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And for the entire show, I am going to give it a 8.5. For me, I think the animation was incredible. I think the character interactions were really fun. I enjoyed the main cast. I liked the world, and I liked the world building. I just did not like the emotional core of the show, and I did not enjoy the main villains as much. I definitely think it had good spectacle and character, but I think the emotional beats really fell flat for me in the show.
Okay. I would agree with a lot of that.
Matt, how many bleaches out of 10 would you rate this show?
This is the moment of truth.
Bleachillion bleaches out of bleach.
Oh, actually, let's make this even more entertaining. Like for the 1.5 people that are still listening at this point. Okay. Let's both, me and you, D, let's guess what Matt's score is before he says it. I'll go first. I'm going to guess that his score it's going to be below 5. I'm going to say, but he's an appreciator of animation, so I'm going to say 4.
I'm going to guess a 5. I'm going to say a solid 5 out of 10.
Okay, all right.
If we were rating this show on animation alone, it would be like an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
But this show is like, do you ever go by a shop, right, and you see like a really tasty looking cake, and you're like, the icing on the cake just looks immaculate. So you buy it and you go home and you go to eat it, and it's just like the most average what you expect. Like the sponge is like, you bite into it and you're like, okay, I have to eat the rest of this now. This icing is like filling, but it's like I don't feel good about eating it. It's like a good cake, but it's just like, okay, it's a way more average than you expected.
That is actually such a good way to describe it.
I thought you were about to say you bite into the cake and you realize it's like 90% icing and like 1% cake.
I wish this show was 90% icing, but it's just a very overall like just average cake, despite it looking really good. If you go to the first episode of us doing this, I'm probably way more excited about this show than I am.
Oh yeah.
Now.
It's like a cake. It's like a cake with like a little bit too much baking soda, like it's almost good, but it's ruined because there's just that one thing that's just, it's small, but anyway. So what is
Meanwhile, I'm just licking the icing off.
You're licking the icing off. You're like cake is cake, dude. I love cake. It doesn't matter what kind. I just love cake.
It's got sugar, am I right?
Yeah, and that's completely fair. But this show at the start just made me forget that this was an anime. And that's the main problem that the show has. Is it doesn't embrace its serious side, doesn't embrace its goofy side either. These past
I thought you were about to say the first time you wanted a show to be anime and it wasn't.
No. These past 2 episodes, I'd probably give like a 4.5 out of 10. They could have went up if it like got better, but it did. I feel like it just kind of bunkered down on its whereas aspects. It looked really good, but the whole show's looked really good. Whereas the entire show itself would be a 6 out of 10. I really like the start of it. There's some really cool ideas here and there, and I can't like knock it too down, like because the animation's so good. But holy shit, if it had a better writing, the show would be so good.
Oh yeah.
If I'm confused that you would give the show as a whole 6 out of 10, but the last 2 episodes a 4.5, because I feel like the last 2 episodes on average are better than like the show on average. If you know what I'm saying.
My favorite episodes are the first 3, I think.
Wait, what happened in the second?
Actually,
and
no.
third
The first two were my favorite episodes, and then it got better around the middle.
Yeah,
it started to get better around the middle, and then it
Good
dipped
times.
again.
Yeah, I remember there was like a 2-week sweet spot where I was like, oh, okay, all right,
Yeah.
Trigun.
Okay, Trigun.
I mean, I know D's listening to this. He's like, I mean, that was me the whole time.
Yep.
But
yeah,
keep
so-
in mind, this is all me having to revise my scores in the other shows because I had not known yet.
I would.
What I
So
know now.
yeah. Overall, I enjoyed my time watching Trigun, and it definitely got me interested in the rest of like the franchise, I guess. And
Yeah, same.
If they come out with more Trigun like in the future, I don't think I'm gonna want to like go into it unless I hear that it's good from D specifically. I have to hear that's good from him because he knows what I didn't like. So if I hear it's good from him, then I'll check it out. But either way, regardless of that, I think I probably will check out the older stuff.
With that said, that'll wrap up our review of Trigun Stampede. Tune in next time and stay awesome.
Bye.